Perhaps you're familiar with the phrase liminal space. This has been a helpful phrase for me in understanding so many of the places that God has led me, so many of the transitions that I've been through in my life, so many of the hard endings and the uncertain beginnings that are part of the spiritual life. I invite you to think about some place where you're being invited to. It may be a new chapter in your life. It may be a new chapter in a relationship in your life. It may be some place that you're being invited to on your journey of faith. Maybe the old faith that you had no longer works, and you're not yet sure what this new stage of faith will be like. Truth be told, I think we live in this place more than we realize, and sometimes these wilderness experiences, they become even more apparent, and more of us are going through them at the same time. So I want to share some words. They're from Henry Nouwen, and we've been journeying over the last few weeks with his book, In the Name of Jesus, but this comes from a different book, The Inner Voice of Love, and I've shared an excerpt from this book just a few months ago, but this particular writing has just spoken to me and continues to speak to me. And so I offer it to you as you prayerfully consider God's invitation and as you seek the courage and the humility to let yourself be led into the new chapter or the new country, which is the metaphor that Henry Nouwen uses. So hear these words and then let them lead you into prayer as you bring your place of discernment into the presence of God. You have an idea of what the new country looks like, and still you are very much at home, although not truly at peace in the old country. You know the ways of the old country, its joys and pains, its happy and sad moments. You have spent most of your days there. And even though you know that you have not found there what your heart most desires, you remain quite attached to it. It has become part of your bones. Now you have come to realize that you must leave it and enter the new country where your beloved dwells. You know that what helped and guided you in the old country no longer works. But what else do you have to go by? You are being asked to trust that you will find what you need in the new country. That requires the death of what has become so precious to you. Influence, success, yes, even affection and praise. Trust is so hard since you have nothing to fall back on. Still, trust is what is essential. The new country is where you are called to go. And the only way to go there is naked and vulnerable. It seems that you keep crossing and recrossing the border. For a while you experience a real joy in the new country, but then you feel afraid and start longing again for all you left behind. And so you go back to the old country. And to your dismay, you discover that the old country has lost its charm. Risk a few more steps into the new country, trusting that each time you enter it, you will feel more comfortable and be able to stay a little longer.